All right, now we're going to talk about the circumference. And the circumference is just a special name for the perimeter of a circle. So it's going all the way around a circle. Now we're going to need to know this formula. It's very close to the area formula, which is pi r squared instead of 2 pi r. So, just make sure, be careful that you're using the right formula. Let's see. Real quick. Just a reminder of some terms. Here's a circle, or my attempt at a circle. All the way across is the diameter, d. And then if we want to cut that diameter in half, that's r. So the reason we have two different formulas is because d is the same thing as 2r. So my first formula uses d. My second formula, instead of d, we write 2r because those really are the same things, diameter and radius. All right, so on these, I'm just going to plug in what I know. For this first one, I know the radius. So I'm going to plug in for r, 2 pi r, but instead of r, I'm going to write 2. Now, I want my answer left as pi, so 2 times 2 is 4 pi. And this is what we call the exact answer when you leave it in terms of pi. If your directions say to round to the nearest hundredth or, thousandth or something like that, then you can type in your calculator using your pi button. Please do not use 3.14. So if it says to round, that's kind of your cue to say, oh, okay, I need to use my calculator, my pi button. If it says exact answer, we want 4 pi, and then we want our units, which are centimeters. So this is the exact answer. Now for this next one, I'm going to give you the circumference. So C is equal to 8 pi. So I'm going to plug in 8 pi for C, and I'm looking for R. So I'm going to use 2 pi R like this. So I'm solving for R this time. I need to get R by itself. So that means I need to get rid of the 2 pi. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2 pi. So when I do that, these cancel out over here, which I needed to happen. You got to keep the rational and the irrational numbers kind of together. So 8 and 2 are rational. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then pi over pi cancels out. So I'm just left with 4 as my answer. And to be specific, I'm left with 4 meters. So my radius is 4 meters. All right, the next one's a little bit of a challenge one, but I'd like for you to pause it and go ahead and give that one a try. Your answer, I will tell you, should have a fraction in it. So that's my little hint on this, guys. You should have a fraction answer. Pause it, give it a try, and then we'll go over it. All right, so hopefully you're back. To find the circumference again, I'm going to plug in 6 for my circumference, and I'm finding the radius. Notice I did not plug in 6 pi because I didn't give you 6 pi. I only said it was 6 meters, so I can only plug in 6. I'm going to try to solve for the r again, so I'm going to divide by 2 pi. Same steps as before, but slightly different looking answer. So the 2 pi's cancel out. Over here on the left-hand side, 6 divided by 2 is 3. There's no pi to cancel out with like there was for b. So I have to leave the pi. Now the pi is in the denominator, so it needs to stay in the denominator. I cannot just pull it up to the numerator just because we think it looks weird. This is the right answer. 3 divided by pi, and that is meters. Remember that exact answer there. And that's going to be our final answer. 3 divided by pi meters.